Hey, would you like to learn the void of course technique we talk about on the podcast often? Well, it's in Chapter 4 of the Book of the Moon. The audiobook is available now on Audible and on Apple Books. And this episode of the Fun Astrology Podcast is brought to you by the Book of the Moon audiobook. So pick yours up today and learn that technique and use it for yourself. Welcome in to the Fun Astrology Podcast. Thomas Miller, thank you for stopping back in here to check the sky for the day. I appreciate it, and we are going to get right down to business because there is a theme today that is really pretty obvious, and that is Mercury entering Taurus. That's an Earth theme. Mercury is leaving fire, going into Earth, and also the Moon is leaving fire, Leo, going into Earth, Virgo. Do you see the pattern? Of course you do. It is all about that earthy grounding right now. So we have three things really happening today, and then we get all of tomorrow off, and then Friday is only one aspect, and that is Mercury again. We'll talk about that because it's part of the whole package here. But the first activity today is at 12:41 Eastern this afternoon. That's when the Moon squares Jupiter, the last aspect before going void of course for almost 5 hours. So that's at 12:40, let's just say broadly, 12:40. And then 25 minutes later at 1:05 p.m. Eastern, Mercury enters Taurus. There's Earth number one, and then at 5:30 this evening, the Moon enters Virgo, Earth number two. So I have a keyword phrase here for today. You ready? How about grounding heart and head? Think about it. Taurus, ruled by Venus, our heart, our love, our beautiful feelings inside, beauty, love, and money. Fixed grounding, a place to live, a solid, firm home foundation. That part of you that just plants the roots. And speaking of planting, that home has a garden. Virgo, the sign ruled by Mercury, which is moving into Taurus. Virgo, the best employees in the building. Virgo rules the sixth house in the natural order. That's the house of work, the daily routine. Virgo, a mutable sign. Mercury, the planet of transportation, moving, shifting, changing, adapting, and yet still firm and solid and course-bound. Both signs together using the material world around us, Earth, at least for these next 2 days while we have this beautiful Earth moon supporting this Taurus stellium. 5 planets in Taurus. Now Mercury, Venus, Uranus, the Sun, and Jupiter. And the Sun today is right literally smack in between Uranus and Jupiter. This conjunction of new beginnings amidst challenges now has you, the Sun, your essence, right in the middle of it. If you caught the webinar that Robert and I did where we talked about this aspect relative to each of the 12 signs, your rising sign and your sun sign, be a good day to go back and listen to that section of the recording to refresh what those characteristics were of how today would accentuate and punch what Robert talked about. Those are the characteristics that are going to be in the spotlight today. If you didn't catch it, the replay is on the funastrology.com website. It's down in the shop now. I've moved it from the top down into the shop. But just go look at videos and under Robert Glasscock's categories, I believe, and you'll find the playback there of the webinar of the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. Now, I mentioned another tag end on this, and that is on Friday morning early. Now, this is overnight, basically, so 3:45 a.m. Eastern. Mercury squares Pluto. That's the Pluto that's guarding the gate of every planet that is changing signs, this time a square to Mercury. If you feel like things are changing in the world around you, in your own life, in your environment, in your situation, and this time Friday, in your mind, transformation of the mind, well, it has been, and that's Pluto's work over the next 20 years. Revolutionary, Aquarius, stripping out the old to replace with the new. So also over these next couple of days, there will be that theme. And because Mercury rules our mind, see, there's grounding of the head and heart, especially if something comes up in our head that we might be reverting to old patterns. We might want to take a look at that, take a step back away from it, realize that this process is unfolding for all of us. And the high timeline players are going to get out of their head, get back into their heart, and let the process unfold. So that's where I think this keyword or this key phrase works extra well, grounding for the head and heart as this process unfolds over these next couple of days. Guys, I'm going to take tomorrow off. I'll be back on Friday and we'll set up the weekend because there are several things happening then. But I'm still kind of getting myself back together after last weekend, and a little break tomorrow would be much appreciated. So we'll do that, and I will see you back on Friday, merriment on Saturday. And I hope you have a great couple of days, and I'll see you back Friday. Bye-bye.